Ladies and gentlemen, this is Fenris talking, doing the commentary tracks for our first album, Soulside Journey. First thing I of course need to say is that the bass drums here sound really clicky. They're not triggered though, it's something called D-drums and they are set on dynamic, which means if I kick extra hard, the sound will be extra hard. I was refused to bring my own bass drums into the Sunlight studio, which was and still is really agonizing for me. We didn't have enough money to record this the way we wanted it, which was in the local studio of Creative. Creative Studio had previously been used by Mayhem. They traveled a little bit north, like some kilometers. We actually live here in Kolbotn, where the Creative Studio is. And we had 10,000 kroners, and we needed 25,000 kroners to record there. Now, for the next album, Blaze Northern Sky, we actually had a budget of 25,000 kroner and could go on recording in Creative. Here comes the first reference. From which band? It's from the second Possessed album, Lucifer Master. I was always really big on making references from the demo days in interviews. I always mentioned and name drop bands, and I'll continue doing that. Don't really believe in the artists that just talk about themselves. We felt as if we were one of two bands making a little bit spaced out death metal, perhaps, and we were really inspired by the other band of such style, namely Nocturnus, and especially their second demo. We didn't really dig their first album or anything, it was the second demo, second Nocturnus demo. Huge inspirational source for us. Now, when we made a 3-album set with a book last year, I had to go through all our own album to rate them. And I have a rating system from before, which is from 0 to 60 points for a song. This one scored about 50, 51, 52 out of 60. This song also has a autopsy riff at the very end of it. We were really thrilled about being on the same label as Autopsy. Our final demo was actually a sort of... it was a live recording, but it was from the soundboard, so it sounded like, well, more or less professional, like a demo. And the first time around, Peaceville didn't want to sign us. We had like 7, 8 other offers, I think, but we really wanted to be on Peaceville, so I got like crazy mad and said, you didn't listen to it well enough, listen one more time. And then magically we signed a record deal with Peaceville early 90. And that was the Kromlech song, probably from mid 89. This is definitely a newer song, probably from springtime, or early 1990. So, Nicke Andersson got in touch with me in the summer of 87 for wanting to interview me or send me a tape for his magazine back then called Chicken Brain. Chicken Shit, perhaps. I don't think he ever made that magazine, maybe like one copy or something, because he got busy with Nihilist very fast. And we kept in touch with them, and then they turned into the Entombed name and when we had to go to Sweden to record this album, they were so kind and let us stay at their places and so forth, and showed us the studio and showed us around. So major big thanks to the guys in Entomb for housing us and everything else. In my notes, when I went through all the Darkthrone songs, you know, to pick out the best ones for the 3 LP set, I had noted, when it comes to this track, Sunrise Over Locus Mortis, that it is an interesting song, and actually scored pretty high, like 55, 56 out of 60 points. I mean, it's really hard to rate your own stuff. I rate other people's albums all the time. Thousands of them I have during the last decades. This is very good riff. I can't remember who made what riff, because at this time we were all writing songs together. So in every song there would have to be a riff from Dag, or a riff from Ted, or a riff from me, or even Ivar, I guess, in a couple of places. This being our first album, it's of course one of the ones that we are most connected to, even though we really don't like the sound on this album. We're really connected to it, and this is probably one of the 3 Darkthrone albums I listen to the most. Very good spaced out riff, this. We also added some synthesizers. Didn't have any problems with that, because Nocturnus did it as well. We wanted to space out, as you can see on the album cover as well. And this is the title track, Soulside Journey. In my notes it says really great around 2 minutes and 55 seconds into the song, and then an Autopsy riff again at 4 minutes. Really inspired by Autopsy. No bones about that. Also Morbid Angel, I reckon. This sounds pretty much like Autopsy as well. And in the underground, the death metal style had been really flamboyant in '88 and especially '89. I got most of my death metal from those years, and I probably just have like 5, 6 death metal releases from 1990, the year we made at least half of the songs for this album and recorded this album. Now this album wasn't out until 1991, but it was recorded in September 90, and a lot of the songs are from 89 and up to the summer of 1990. It's always older than you think. And I'm older than you think. The Roto Toms, I got to bring those to the studios, which you could hear in that drum fill and here. We had rehearsed for a lot and a lot of time leading up to this album. But the funny thing is, and what I've learned is when I went through the album to rate it and analyze it, I found that the songs that we had played the least was best executed in the studio, and the songs that we had played and played and played even live and on demos and played again, they don't sound good. They don't sound as good as they should. Here comes the part I'm very, very satisfied with. Great breakthrough solo by Ted. Yeah, pretty damn pleased with that part. Probably Morbid Angel inspired, I don't know, from Altars of Madness or earlier. Hard to tell, it's like 25 years ago sitting here. Occult, dark, and spaced out lyrics. Doom metal, doom death metal was getting hot at the time with Derketa and Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost demos were great. I can still not believe I was not allowed to bring my bass drums to the studio and instead got this click-like D-drum sound. Horrible. Abrupt end. This is old as hell, an old instrumental? Or isn't it? Can't remember right now. This is an old song anyway. There are some nice cymbal mufflings in here at 2 minutes and 30. And while when this album came out, we had already made and rehearsed the entire Goat Lord album, which was never released, but we took parts of it into the Ablaze in the Northern Sky release. So when this album finally came out, it was real old news to us. Now, some albums just seem to come out right after they're recorded, but our albums took a hell of a long time being released, which was probably good in the ways of marketing and planning, but for us, being young and eager, it was an excruciating wait. Also, I'm overplaying on the drums all the time. Like always, it seems like one entire drum solo. I was really inspired by some jazz drumming, and especially Neil Peart from Moving Pictures and the first Dream Theater album, and so on. I discovered all those things in '89, and it really brought my drumming forward. But then, what is really typical with especially death metal bands, the drummer just too eager. and we just heard the good cymbal mufflings under there. Uffe from Entombed, I think, helped with the guitar sound, and not much else when it came to things technically in the studio. The Soulside Journey song, I gave probably like 55 out of 60 points, and this previous song maybe 51 out of 60 points. And here we can hear another Autopsy style riff. This is a really interesting and spaced out song, has probably one of my fave parts in Darkthrone ever in it, but the song itself didn't even get more than like 52 points out of 60 from me either. And we were around Stockholm recording this. We met quite a few players in the scene, but I don't really remember who. I can definitely remember us going to a pub and meeting up with the Treblinka guys, I think. Maybe some Dismember situation. And also they took us to some pub seeing a band called Skull or something. Cloudy memories, and this was before I didn't drink anything else than Folk Öl at the time. Barely started drinking. Okay, this is my fave part coming up. Wish I had that synth part like a wake-up call on my cell phone. How long did the recording take? It probably says in the album cover. I don't know, 5 days? Something like that. With mixing and everything. We didn't use any more than that on the A Blaze in Northern Sky or Under a Funeral Moon album either. Right, then it's the beginning of side B. It's an old song, and it could have been a lot tighter. So again, this is the problem. We've played the song to death. Too much practice can lead to sloppiness. Not for everyone, but that was the case for me and probably the others. Just classic death metal. I don't even know what it's inspired by. Maybe the first Death album or something. The song is called Sempiternal Sepulchrality here on the album, but it's actually called Sempiternal Past Present View Sepulchrality. Turned out the song title was too long for some people. This riff is not that cool. It's cool now, with a sort of samba-like drumming. I don't know what. This is better. Sounds like Morbid Vision's album from Sepultura. This. So all in all, I just gave this 49 points out of 60. And extra bitter, this sort of bass drum sound is what I've been fighting against since like 89, and then we ended up having it on our first album. It was a huge downer for me. It's been my eternal war to abolish this kind of bass drums. Actually, it's really hard to look at this album from the outside, which I'm always trying to do. At the same time looking at it from the inside, which none of you can do. Because it's our first album again, and it's pretty much in our bloodstream. This is a newer song, Grave with a View. It has some creative waltz riff. Waltz riff are 3-4 part rhythm riffs, which are really typical for death metal. There's a mistake here at 1 minute and 30 into the song. It gets really great at 2 minutes and 30 into the song. The song really starts well, but gets to be kind of too waltzy after a while. This is the waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. It's like a really untight Neil Peart is playing. That's the mistake. Untight Neil Peart trying to play death metal. That's what the drums sound like. And the guitars are kind of like a wall of guitarists. It's not really that organic sounding, so the bass guitar has some sort of problem getting through in the sound. That's what I feel anyway. This riff really sounds typical like the Goatlord album riff style, so it's apparent that this is one of the last songs we made for this album, close to the beginning of the making of the Goatlord album. And this is good when Ted plugs in the solo guitar. Spaced out, waltzy death metal riffs. Ahoy! I really enjoy the lyrics I wrote for this one. I hope they give me, but it sounds like it says, I hope they kidney. Previous song ticking in at like 49 out of 60 points. This one got 51, 52. We really like this song. Soon comes the probably our best moment ever with Darkthrone. The release right here, right now. Maybe inspired by Devastation from Illinois and some Morbid Angel, I don't know, but it's a great part. Spaced out song. The solo is great. I think we wrote this one early in 1990. We had an NRK session for two guys that were in school at the NRK, which is like the Norwegian BBC. They were in school to make TV shows and such, and need to make a TV show. They need to shoot a music video for that, and we shot the music video and also had to record a song to the video, and that was this song. And nowadays we sort of prefer the NRK version, but it's also great here, I think. Open the cosmic lid. Okay, now it gets really good. No, not really. No, I probably made these riffs because they have a lot of notes in them. Seemed to be important to me at the time. Oh yeah, Nocturnus. Mega Nocturnus inspired from their second demo. Get it while you can. Just got re-released, the Nocturnus demos. Fancy drumming. Those rolls on the drums probably sound really difficult to a lot of people that aren't drummers, but they're really easy to do. Oh yeah, Nor the Silent Whispers. One of the great songs from this album, and one of the newer songs for this album. We hadn't played this a lot, so it was pretty fresh when you entered the studio with it. This one has both like a Black Sabbath style riff in it and a Celtic Frost riff style. Let's see if you can guess.
And you can aim for more. So we can super right here.
Hasn't even been a minute yet and we're onto the third or fourth riff. It's exhausting to make music that way. And yes, this is the Black Sabbath-y riff. We also sort of came out of the 80s here, and the 80s were the hectic, intense decade of metal, and few bands play the riff more than 4 times. They have all the songs are like real riff-oramas, and it still sort of seeped into the metal scene into the 90s, the 80s backlash. But the bands that made a name for themselves in the 90s were often bands that turned that on the head and started playing monotonous and played riffs a lot of times and so on. And yes, this is the Celtic Frost riff. Most of our albums has Celtic Frost style riffs, and I'm probably the one I'm the one the most eager in inserting those. I feel I have a pretty good understanding of how to play the Tom G. Warrior style riffs. Fancy drumming. Too much drumming. I can really hear the bass guitar here for once. And then it's the Watchtower. We've played this song over and over and over. This is an old one from mid-89. And again, it's too much sloppiness here on the album version of it. Previous song got 54, 55 out of 60 points. This is down to 49, 48 out of 60. And then I probably fucked up on the drums because we just cut out the drums here. And this beat is a little bit too fast for the rest. Too early. Young and inexperienced and not playing by metronome or click track in the studio. And we never did on any Darkthrone album. Really, I gotta say, it's a shame to those who use that. I'm also thinking maybe we took the songs we knew best and did those first in the studio, since it was our first time in a real studio. So that might have added to the fact that we were playing them a bit sloppy and we were nervous and such. Who knows? Or dares to dream. And in this song right here, you will guess any influence as well as I do. I totally forgot. Probably a lot of just regular death metal at the time and the first death album and so on. always like that riff, but it never really works. Synthesizer is a bit too loud. With the equipment, we brought quite a lot of equipment to Sweden. We got someone to drive the equipment for us to the airport here in Oslo and then flew it over to Stockholm. And I can't remember how we got the equipment from the Stockholm airport into the center. Probably took it on a bus or something, I don't know. And I'm really sorry if some of the Entombed guys fixed some transport and I forgot about that now, but they did a lot for us anyway. We wanted the usual black metal font for the album. We could all see that it's not the usual black metal font, it's a font that is almost unreadable, so we're sorry about that. Believe me, we're sorry about that. Also, our band is called Darkthrone, not Darkthrone, on this album. Seems to be really difficult for the English-speaking population, even though Whitesnake is supposed and allowed to be called Whitesnake. No one calls them White Snake. Oh well. And this album came almost at the same time as the first Cadaver album, also a great Norwegian band at the time. They were on Eric sub-label, Necrosis, as far as, yeah. But they were cool enough to have extra track on the vinyl. Now we have extra track on the CD. That was nice when I put down the sticks at the end of the album. It's a nice gesture. This is the oldest song to feature on the debut album of Darkthrone, Soulside Journey, which you are listening to now. It's so old, in fact, that it's from our second demo, or third, depends if you count the Snowfall, Another Dimension, A New Dimension tape as the second, or not a demo at all. We didn't, but after a while we started to think that the Snowfall track was some of the best stuff we ever did, so we started including that, thinking like the second demo is the third, and third demo is the fourth, and blah blah blah. The synth here is way too loud. Oh no no no. It's an instrumental, but at least it's better here than on the Tholkandra demo. I mean, who in their right mind has a synthesizer this loud? That's madness. I hope it wasn't my decision. Whew. Maybe it doesn't sound better here because of the synthesizer. The photos for this album were taken by, I mean, we took photos of each other, but the black and white photo is taken by my father at the graveyard he is now buried in. He died in '94. And I can see on the black and white photo I am wearing an Autopsy t-shirt, and Dag and Ivar are just wearing total fuck off t-shirts, meaning like whatever t-shirt they had, like from a local company or something that they got for free from their folks or something. Not exactly dressing up. I was dressing up, the others weren't. And the forest photos for this album's taken right like downtown forest of Kolbotn, where we are from. and where I am currently sitting back home, moved back home, and doing these commentary tracks. Not a lot of time left now. First of all, I really want to thank all of you for listening, and excuse me for Ted not being here and doing this with me. And also, I can't believe this is 25 years ago. Feels like it's 12. So if there's anyone out there younger than me, just beware, because time flies like a meteor when you get like past 35 years old. And I'm suspecting that it will be way worse as time moves on closer to the inevitable death.